In a lot of places around the world, if you say the word debt, people think failure. It's a bad thing, plain and simple. But in America, it's something totally different. Here, it's seen as a tool, a strategy, honestly, just a fundamental part of life. So how can the same exact thing be both a trap and a key to success? Well, let's unpack that paradox.
And that right there, that's the huge mindset shift that really fuels the American economy. While one culture might see debt as this heavy burden you should avoid at all costs, the other sees it as leverage, a way to build a future you couldn't otherwise afford right now. Getting your head around that difference is really the first step to understanding American finance.
Okay, so before we can even start throwing around labels like good debt or bad debt, we first have to get our heads around why it's so baked into the American way of life. And believe me, this isn't some accident. The whole system was built this way on purpose.
Just think about it. What are the big milestones of the American dream? Buying a home, getting a car, going to college, maybe starting your own business. For almost everyone, paying for these things with cash you've just saved up, it's pretty much impossible. The system is actually designed for you to borrow for them. It makes debt feel like a completely normal part of the journey, right from the start.
So if everyone's doing it, what's the big deal? What actually separates the good from the bad? Well, it's not really about the loan itself. It's about what that loan does to your life. The entire distinction, really, it all boils down to one simple question. Is this debt going to help you move forward, or is it going to hold you back?
All right, let's kick things off with the good side of the coin. This is where borrowing isn't a burden at all. No, this is where it becomes a powerful tool you can use to build something bigger and better for your future.
So here's the official, sort of textbook definition. Good debt is when you borrow money to buy something that's going to grow in value or boost your ability to earn more income down the line. To put it simply, it's really just an investment in yourself.
And this table, it lays it all out beautifully. You take out a mortgage and you build home equity. That's a real, tangible asset. Student loans, they're an investment in your skills, which can seriously increase your income potential for your entire career. A business loan helps you invest in growth to build another asset. See the pattern here? Every single one is designed to create more value than the debt itself costs.
Okay, so now let's flip the coin. Let's talk about bad debt. This is the kind of borrowing that does the exact opposite. Instead of building you up, it just slowly, quietly eats away at your wealth and, maybe more importantly, your freedom.
And the definition here is just as simple. Bad debt is what you use to buy stuff that loses value, sometimes the second you buy it. And its secret weapon, the thing that makes it so dangerous, it's almost always a high interest rate, which tricks you into paying way, way more than the item was ever worth in the first place.
And when you look at the anatomy of bad debt, you see the total opposite of what we just talked about. High-interest credit cards, they're literally designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of payments. Loans for things like brand new electronics or clothes are for items that lose most of their value almost instantly. The common thread here, there's no long-term gain. It's just a long-term financial drain.
But this brings up a huge question, right? If this stuff is so toxic, why on earth is it so popular? Why is it everywhere? Well, the answer has a lot to do with psychology and just how the system is designed. It's not just about people making bad decisions. It's about a trap that is incredibly easy to fall in.
Well, this is the trap. This is how it works. First, getting it is super easy, just a few clicks. Second, you get that instant hit of gratification, buying the thing you want right now. Third, and this is the really clever part of the trap, it feels totally manageable. That tiny little minimum payment makes a huge balance seem like no big deal. But all the while, as that final step shows, that high interest rate is silently working against you, making your debt grow and grow behind the scenes. That convenience is just a mask for the real cost.
So, okay, how do you actually tell the difference when you're out there in the real world? Let's forget the labels good and bad for a second and just boil it all down to a super simple litmus test. One framework you can use for any loan. And this is the most important takeaway.
Here's the first part of that test. Before you sign on the dotted line for anything, you have to ask yourself this one simple question. Will taking on this debt actually increase my options in the future? Will it open new doors for my career, give me more financial freedom, create more opportunities down the road?
And then, here's the flip side of that exact same question. Or will this debt reduce my future options? Will it chain me to a job I don't like? Will it force me to say no to great opportunities just because I'm stuck making payments? This single question cuts through all the noise.
When you really get down to it, that's the whole ballgame. Good debt is strategic. It has a finish line, a clear point to it. to buy the house, get the degree, build the business. Bad debt, on the other hand, it usually has no exit plan. It's just a revolving door, a cycle that's designed to keep you paying and paying without ever letting you get ahead.
And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. In the American system, debt isn't really good or evil. It's just powerful. And like any powerful tool, whether it builds you up or tears you down, really just depends on how you decide to use it. So the only question left is, are you the one holding the reins, or is your debt?